we're live.
All right.
This is going to be take two. We had some what do you want to call it? Technological failures last time.
No, technical difficulties, bud.
Technical difficulties.
Jeez. We're off to a good
Starting
start.
off hot. I'm Derek. This is Stan, and let's get right into it. Top 10 quarterbacks.
Cool.
Do you want me to start, or do you want to start on this one?
You gonna read through your list first, or just go one by one?
No, I'm going to go one by one.
Yeah, you can start first.
All right. First one's easy, so I'm glad you said that. Josh Allen. Okay, so Josh Allen, let's go with, I'm just going to read off some stats. 397 points. He was 40 shy of his normal number, which is insane. 483 passing attempts, 63.6 completion rating, 3,731 yards, 28 touchdowns. He has not finished outside the top 10 since 2020. He finished QB number 2 and had the worst season in 5 years. Finished number 2 in 2 of his last 5 seasons and finished 1 in 3 of his last 5 seasons. I honestly think his bad year was last year, which is crazy. The numbers show he should have had a better year than last year, which is even crazier. Josh Allen is the clear-cut number 1. I think people, if you don't pick him, you're just simply overthinking it. I also think that James Cook doesn't have the year that he just previously had, which will lead to more fantasy productions for Josh Allen. Last but not least, I have the Buffalo Bills offensive line ranked 3 in the NFL. The only thing holding Josh Allen back is possibly injury, but he's never really shown any signs of, getting injured. So I honestly, I don't think there's a better number 1 in the league. I think it's pretty clear cut. What do you think about who's your number 1? Is it Josh Allen?
Yeah, it's Josh Allen. I don't like to put the injury jinx on him like you just did, so thanks for that. But yeah, you brought up all good stats. Another stat that you didn't mention was he only had 6 interceptions last year, which is a testament to his accuracy and making good decisions each and every game. So yeah, number 1, easy. First round for me, hopefully.
Yeah, I think he doesn't normally turn the ball over. He doesn't normally throw a lot of interceptions.
Well, he did early on in his career, but not anymore.
Well, and that's expected. These rookie quarterbacks coming in, it's a whole different game than college. It's a lot faster pace. So I think it's just to be expected. Yeah, he's improved drastically, and I mean, every year it seems like he's just putting up these gnarly numbers. So I think clear-cut number 1. The only problem with him is, where do you think he's going? What's his ADP? I got to find that out real quick, because I think that's the only thing that I can think of is he's going to be going so high in drafts, it almost might not be worth it.
ADP is QB2.
Well, he's QB2, but I'm wondering where he's being drafted right now. I got to find that. Sorry, I'm like a little behind.
I don't know for sure, but it's got to be in the second round, I'd say.
Okay.
Late in the second round.
If he goes late second round, I could see it being kind of worth it. Especially people that have had Josh Allen before. It's funny because I've talked to people that have had him. They're like, dude, he's just incredible. He's just fun to have. He's kind of like, you get some of these players that you have, and they're just fun to watch. You get like a Derrick Henry. It's just so fun to watch him just go off. It's kind of fun when he's on your team. All right, I'll let you go number 2. Who's your number 2 in the rankings?
My number 2 in my rankings is going to be Joe Burrow.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and a little biased. I watched that show on Netflix, Quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Burrow was on there last year, and those shows always kind of get me going. So.
They get me going every year. Have you doing dumb stuff?
Yeah. I just look at, a couple things here. He had about 382 points, fantasy points last year, 43 touchdowns and 9 interceptions with one of the worst offensive lines in football. Jamar Chase is always going to be Jamar Chase. T. Higgins resigns. Chase Brown was a huge asset in the passing game. Yeah. They've upgraded at tight end. And just after watching that show and kind of seeing where his head is at, I'm thinking a possible MVP season for him this year. And yeah, I don't think the division's as good as it was last year. I think Pittsburgh's not going to be as good defensively. And you got Baltimore, but they always play kind of a shootout with Baltimore with Lamar Jackson.
They're always a problem. But you know what? I have him at 3. I have Lamar above him. only because his running ability. There's a few things I don't think you mentioned. One of the things is he's also another year separated from his injury, which I think is
Yeah.
massive. Everyone laughed at me when I drafted him last year because I drafted him pretty early. In fact, he was a keeper, and my plan was to stack him with Jamar Chase. I kind of chickened out right before the draft, only because of the uncertainty of Jamar Chase's contract last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I took Bijan instead. It was I see it as kind of a mistake, but it wasn't a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Bijan was decent last year, and I don't think it was a big deal. But there were weeks alone where Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow won you the whole entire week. I mean, just with them
Mm-hmm.
two alone.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple weeks I looked in there and it was like 90 points just between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think you said 387 points. It's actually 418 and half PPR, which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking at full PPR settings.
Okay. And then yeah, so 43 touchdowns, which is just insane. I mean, he just slings it. And I think part of it is their defense is so bad. They're playing catch up literally 90% of the time. They are
majority of the
constantly
games are shootouts.
Yeah, they're just chucking it downfield.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think he can repeat those numbers. This is the first year in the top 3 finishing number 3. The reason I think Joe Burrow repeats last year's number is simply because he's another year separated from his injury, like I said. And I also think that the Bengals defense is just not going to be good at all. I see Joe Burrow saying, go ahead.
He was QB3 last year overall.
Yeah.
And that was with a absolutely horrific offensive line.
Well, and they're not much better.
What do you have ranked?
I have them ranked 31, which is really low. It was really poor last year though. They added a few guys. Looks like Lucas Patrick and Dylan Fairchild are the new guards, which should help. But everyone else is pretty much the same. They're going to need to drastically improve for him to be relevant. But I mean, like I said, he was doing this last year. And I think with Chase Brown in the mix, he's got a good dump off option.
Mm-hmm.
He still has T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I mean, we really just can't go wrong with both of those guys, all three of them. I mean, I honestly see he could be the number 2. I think his ceiling is 1 overall. He could possibly do it.
Well, if he can repeat some of the numbers, like a couple things I'm reading, he led the league in pass attempts, passing yards, passing touchdowns. And I think with their offensive coordinator, he wants to pass over the run. So we'll see.
Yeah. I went Lamar Jackson number 2. And the only reason why I think I have him over Joe Burrow is just the legs. He is just dominant when it comes to rushing the ball. He had 446 points. 474 passing attempts, 4172 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, 915 yards on the ground with 4 touchdowns. That is something to be concerned with. 4 touchdowns on the ground. I read a stat a long time ago that Baltimore does not run inside the red zone with Lamar. Typically, it's going to be Derrick Henry that's getting those carries. But last year, he was a QB number 1 in half PPR by a long shot. Lamar was top 5 in the last 2 seasons and hasn't had a year like last year since 2019, which is roughly the same amount of points. History shows we should see some regression, which is concerning, especially since I have Baltimore's offensive line ranked 17th in the NFL. I think that one thing that has helped Lamar this last season is just the presence of Derrick Henry. To be honest, it's nice when, you know just as well as I do, if I'm playing you against in Madden and I'm running the ball a lot, play action works a lot better. We know that. And there's the ability to just bounce it outside and inside at the same time. It's just, it's a dual threat, and they complement each other really well, which is why I think Derrick Henry also had a good season. So I still think that he can I think he can repeat last year. I do. I think that Baltimore is, they're going to be competing for the division. I think they actually play Cincy twice. Did I show you that on the schedule? I thought I saw that.
Oh, they play Cincy. They play everybody in the division twice.
No, but I thought it was weird where it was like they play them and then they have a bye week and then they play them again like the next week. It was kind of weird the way they set it up this year. I got to check on that just to make sure.
Are you sure one of those games was a preseason game?
No, because it wasn't that early. I'll check the schedule in a few seconds and just to verify it, but. I just don't think you can go wrong with him. His ADP is 24, so he's being drafted kind of the it's going to be towards the end of the second round, right? Third round. If you're in a 10 man league, he's going to be beginning of the third round. I don't see any issues with him. I think that all three of those guys are going to be in the top 5, to be honest with you. I can't really see another way of putting it.
Well, yeah, I think the top 3 can all finish QB1 next year.
Yeah, the only thing holding any of them back is injuries. But we can't speculate off that. And I know Joe Burrow had his major injuries, but he's a whole year separated from it, and I think he's got something to prove this year. So, who's your number 4?
My number 4 is going to be Jaden Daniels.
I have the same.
Yeah, the only concern is with Terry McLaurin's situation. He is under contract, so for every game he sits out, he's going to be taking a pay cut. So I don't think he's going to sit out. Without McLaurin, he drops in my rankings big time.
How far do you think he drops with McLaurin out?
I'd probably drop him 2 spots in my rankings.
Okay.
Yeah. And there is a concern with, look at CJ Stroud's rookie year compared to last year was horrific. Jaden Daniels' rookie year, sensational. Coming into his second year, some contributing factors with that is more film, more tape. Defenses can prep for him a little better. I don't think he's going to run as much as he did last year, which is a little concerning.
Yeah. Let's see. I have him. I'm just going to read off some stats that I have. He's ranked 10th in on-target percentage and 6th in completion rate. He set a single season record with a pass completion of 69% as a rookie. He also set the record for most rushing yards by a rookie with 891. I mean, this dude took the Commanders from being like an okay team to a playoff team. They literally made the playoffs last year. Yeah, I mean, they were unbelievable last year. He was dominating. I mean, it didn't even look real to me at times. He finished 5th overall as a rookie. And the best part is we have an improved offensive line. That's a really good thing considering he was sacked the 6th most in the NFL.
I have a stat here, Derek. He was sacked 47 times last year.
Yeah, that's a lot.
He can't sustain that. He won't stay healthy.
No, they did improve their offensive line though, so I think that should really help him. And they also got they helped them out. They got him some more weapons. They got Deebo Samuel over there. I don't know if I just don't know if that system was working for Deebo towards the end. Honestly, I don't think the 49ers are going to be a great team this year. I don't have a lot of faith in Brock Purdy.
Well, Deebo was banged up last year too. I don't think
Deebo was banged up. Year. I don't think Ayuk is the real deal. He battled
pneumonia too, remember?
Yeah, and you had George Kittle is always hot and cold, whether he's injured or not. And then you had CMC out the whole year. That didn't concern me too much because Jordan Mason came in and, filled that role pretty good, but it still isn't CMC, that check down's gone. And, but I think Deebo could be really good over with the Commanders. And I think it's going to honestly help him. Zach Ertz is also back after catching 66 passes last year. I have the offensive line ranked 19, but they are improved and we should see the sack regression for sure. He had 372. Go ahead.
You have his ADP this year?
I'm going to have to look it up real quick. He had, he had 148 rushing attempts with 891 yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground.
I think there's a little regression there this year. I do.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to try and not make him run that much. I would, but, I see him kind of like a Kyler Murray, kind of like a Lamar, where I think they're trying to get him to not run so much, but the big part is like he can do it, and he will do it if he has to. Patrick Mahomes is a good example. Like he's slowed up a little bit in his career, but he could still break you one off for a good 40, 50 yards if you're not careful. And that hurts. That just hurts defenses. And, obviously that's going to pat your stats. Yeah, I think there might be a little regression, but honestly, I think he's safe in the top 5. So, you have anything else on Jaden or?
No, nothing on Jaden. Who's your 5th?
My 5th is Jalen Hurts, and I don't think you have him there. Oh, you do? Wow. Okay.
I do.
Dude, I think are we? Besides Lamar being 2 and Joe Burrow being 3, we're pretty much right on.
Possibly. And we didn't talk before, so great
No,
minds.
no, this is just kind of shooting from the hip here. All right, let me go on Jalen Hurts because I have some interesting things on him. Jalen Hurts finished QB8. And this is the crazy part. I don't know if you remember, but he suffered a concussion week 16 against the
Yeah.
Commanders and fairly early in the game. So what I did was I averaged out those last 3 weeks and I just gave him 20 points each week. Okay. So by doing that, he totaled 378 points, which would have beat Jaden Daniels out for the 5th spot. So basically, if he would have just completed the season, he would have been QB5.
Mm.
He was a 68.8 passer rating. Jalen was great, but his pass attempts were significantly down. And I'm going to guess it's probably because of the dude they had at running back. Saquon took a lot of carries, like over 250 carries.
Mm-hmm.
He went from 538 pass attempts down to 361 attempts. That's 2,903 yards compared to the 3,858 yards he had in 2023. He rushed about the same, 630 yards and 14 touchdowns. And I think that's going to probably stay the same, assuming I know the tush push ban failed. So we already seen how dominant that is in their
Yeah.
offensive line. I have them ranked number 1 in the NFL. So
Oh,
I think
okay.
I think that the tush push is there to stay, and I think that he's going to have a good year. Also, I don't know if you saw his stats in the playoffs. I wish I wrote them down, but they were incredible. Like he just turned it on in the playoffs.
Mm.
Do you have anything else to add on him? Oh, you know what?
Um,
Also, just to tie this in there, AJ Brown's back. You got Devontae Smith is back and Saquon's back. I mean, he still has his weapons. The team looks pretty much the same. I mean, they didn't really change much here.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the rushing upside. I'm still not sold on Jalen Hurts as a passer, though. He doesn't look comfortable in the pocket. And I don't know if injuries contributed to that last year or that's just the way he plays. Um, the deep ball is hit and miss with him. The intermediate passing is absolutely horrible. So I don't know. Jalen Hurts always scares me. I mean, maybe in the 5th, 6th round I can take him, but I don't. Yeah.
I think for sure we're looking though at a top 10.
Oh, for sure, top 10. Yeah.
So I mean, you're pretty much safe. I mean, there's a couple guys on the list towards the end that could fall out of that top 10, but I mean, as drafting him as the 4th quarterback off the board, I think it's really comforting to know that he's more than likely going to be top 10 at least. So, who's your number 5?
Pat Mahomes.
Oh my God, no way.
That's your number 5?
I'm sorry. Did we just say 5? This is number 6. Yeah, mine's the same. This is weird. All right, you go ahead with Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Mahomes has definitely had some regression the last, probably 3 years maybe. And I don't, I had him last year, and it's really hard to watch his games. He's been very inconsistent. I don't know if it's because Kelsey's not as effective as he was in the red zone, or what the deal is. But I do look for a bounce back season out of Mahomes. I think this is probably Kelsey's last year playing, maybe a year or two. I think he's gonna have a big year. Still only threw 26 touchdowns. He had 11 picks last year, which is very not like Patrick Mahomes. And they play in a very difficult division.
Yeah. They, I honestly, I don't know if you remember, we were talking, I think it was game 1 with Kansas City, and I was like, I even said, I'm like, dude, I think Travis Kelce looks like he's 25 pounds overweight.
Well, he
Like
was overweight.
Yeah, he did not
Taylor Swift effect.
He did not look good at all. And I do think that that's part of his regression, because he was always his scapegoat. And before him, it was Tyreek Hill. Those guys were always getting open. So no matter what, all Patrick Mahomes had to do was get out of the pocket, and he was going to find one of them.
But did you notice last year though, like a lot of the deep throws, they just weren't there. They just weren't in the game plan.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the times though, he's just trying to do what he can. Honestly, I think that fantasy aside, he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
Oh,
I mean,
hands down.
If you want to win, just put Patrick Mahomes on your team, get to the 4th quarter, and he's gonna win the game.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. He was a little bit of a letdown this last year. I honestly don't think the Chiefs should have had the record that they had. They had a lot of really close games, and I think they probably should have went the other way.
I think they
Um,
led the league in one-score games, and most of them were in the last 2 minutes of the game.
yeah, there was a lot of games I don't think they should
And
have won.
help
Basically, I mean, I'll just
and
be
help
real
from the
about it.
refs.
Yeah, I mean, there's still those memes going around right
I mean,
now.
I'm biased.
Yeah, we had a rough year with the Kansas City Chiefs. He finished QB 11, and here's the crazy part. That's the first time in 7 years he's finished outside the top 10.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I can't really think of a more consistent quarterback. I mean, as far as his stats go, not much has changed, which is slightly concerning. However, uh, he did have a lot of injuries on that team. Rashee Rice went out early that year. He was
Well,
dealing with
what's up with the suspension?
well, I heard originally it was 4 games, but to be honest with you, I don't know. I just think he might be a little bit of a problem. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look a little bit more into it, especially as like everything starts to develop in training camp. But I mean, you had a Travis Kelsey who was not the same. You had Rashee Rice that was out. I mean, then you had Isaiah Pacheco who still had his injury. I mean,
Mm,
this was a broken team from the beginning, and he was kind of just doing
mm,
what he could with it. Then you had Xavier Worthy, which is a rookie. I mean, he was just trying to keep the team together here
mm.
I just he had 581 attempts down from 648. And that was 2 years ago with 392 completions and 3,928 yards with 26 touchdowns.
Yeah, I
Um,
think one of the biggest glaring stats though is the 11 interceptions. I think that's probably
yeah.
the most he's had in the last 5 years.
Yeah, maybe
It
he was just trying to get the
just,
ball out.
yeah, well, yeah, I don't think protection's been an issue. It just kind of seems like he's been forcing it a lot. And unless he looks better as a passer, probably going to be more like a low end QB1 for me.
Here's the thing though, his ADP is 58. Okay, so one thing to consider and why I really like Patrick Mahomes this year is you can get him at a massive discount because where's he go normally? He's normally one or two
Oh
QB off
yeah,
the board. I
yeah.
mean, he's a massive discount this year. You can
Kelsey
get
will be
him.
too.
Oh yeah, and I was actually gonna talk about that when we go into tight ends. I mean, Travis Kelsey is still Travis Kelsey,
Hmm.
and with tight ends, I mean, there's not too many to pick from. He's gonna have a massive discount. He's always going first round, second round, which is crazy to me. But you can get him at the back you can get Patrick Mahomes at the back of the fifth round, which is insane to
Mm.
me.
Yeah,
They should be better than they were last year. I think he's better than he was last year. I do. I think that
yeah,
you can't go wrong with Patrick Mahomes. He's
yeah.
just fun to
Well,
have on your team.
yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of upside for him this year. I mean, just looking at his numbers here, 15 points, 14 points, 17, 14, 14, 14.
Yeah,
I mean, you kind of you can only going to go up from there.
he had a lot of games where it was just mediocre. Your quarterback, you need at least 20. At least give me 20 a game and we're good,
Well,
But
especially where he's being drafted. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
last year he was drafted pretty high.
if you took him last year, that kind of hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I
Um,
didn't make the playoffs in one of my leagues.
yeah, I'm sure that's why. Okay, I'm gonna go on number 7. If you say Baker Mayfield, I swear.
I got Dak.
Okay. All right, good. I'm gonna go with Baker real quick, and then
Okay.
you can go with you can hit up Dak, and then I'll give
Okay.
you my. All right, so Baker Mayfield. I'm really excited to analyze Baker because he just he had a monster season. He finished QB4 last year, and then he finished QB10 in 2023. I guess we could probably say that Cleveland was the problem, because he's been excellent since he came over to the Bucks. Let's see, 4 years in Cleveland, he never finished in the top 15. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's the
He's never
Browns.
finished. Yeah, he's never finished top 15. He goes over to the Bucks and he finishes top 4. He finishes 4, and then he finishes QB 10, 2023. He now has weapons, and that system works for him.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Evans and Godwin return. They also added that secret little weapon, Emeka Egbuka,
Mm-hmm. Buka.
first
Ohio
round
State.
draft pick. Yeah, Ohio State. I mean, that dude was good. He should be a weapon. I'm a little bit worried about drafting him, and we'll talk about that on another show. Just because I feel like it's a crowded
Mm-hmm.
crowded room there. But Baker led the league in touchdowns with 41. He had a
Mm-hmm.
passer rating of 106.8, and his performance helped the Bucks achieve the second most points scored in a single season in franchise history. Like, this guy wasn't good; he was great. career high in completion percentage at 71% with 4,500 yards and 41 touchdowns. He literally makes everyone better around him. Even that also kind of opened it up for Bucky Irvin. I mean, when Rashad White went out, Bucky Irvin had a good year. I have the offensive line ranked 6 overall. I don't think there's a way that this guy does not finish top 10. Honestly, he could have the season that he had, but I have a tough time. I think we're going to see a little bit of regression just because it's the year that he had. But I mean, with all those weapons, you really can't go wrong. His ADP is 73, which is just crazy to me. So you can get him in the 7th round. Like, that's the biggest discount I think you can possibly get. I don't know if there's another guy I would take around that time. I mean, I think he goes earlier than that, to be honest with you. But that's just me. Do you have anything to add on Baker?
Yeah, I got a few things here. So last year, the league that I did win, I had Jaden Daniels and Baker Mayfield. Got Baker in like the 15th round, I think. I ended up starting Baker all through the playoffs and won me a championship with it.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got the grit. He plays hard. Okay.
You can say ass. It's all right.
You can say ass. Okay. I didn't know. I'm gonna get in trouble over here. Okay. However, I love Baker too. Okay. However, he lost their offensive coordinator, right? Liam Cohen went over to Jacksonville. That's gonna hurt. Godwin was Godwin was his best receiver last year. He's hurt for the first, I don't know how many, how long's he out?
I don't know. I'm going to have to check on that. I'll check on that real quick.
Coming off a pretty gruesome injury.
Yeah.
Okay. Evans is a year older.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do like Baker as a top 10 quarterback. I just think you're going to see some regression with all those factors considered.
Yeah. No, I definitely think there could be a possibility of some regression. Like I said, I think he's coming off the best year he's ever had. And the 2 years he's been over it with the Bucks, he's proven himself. So,
yeah.
Another thing, he does remind me of, we watched him a lot last year. And
I think we watch every game.
Oh, dude. Well, what I'm saying is he did really well for us. He reminds me a little bit of like a Jameis Winston. He just slings it, man. He goes out there and I don't even think he cares. He just slings it downfield, and
41 touchdowns.
Yeah, dude, he was excellent last year. So
what do you have the Bucks offensive line ranked at?
I think I mentioned it. It was sorry, I'm gonna have to find it real quick. 6 overall.
Okay.
Yeah, I got them 6 overall. That's a good offensive line.
Mm-hmm. He does provide a little rushing upside too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He'll burn you. He'll burn you good because you're not expecting him to run. No. And then he just takes off and he hits you for a good 30 yards. You're like, what just happened? It should also help with, if Bucky Irvin has a good season and that offensive line is they block well for him, that's going to set up the play action. I think we're going to see a little bit more from Baker. So go with Dak. Let me hear you on Dak because I have Dak rated. I have him ranked 10. Okay. You let me know what you think about Dak.
Okay. My 7th is going to be Dak Prescott. I'm coming off the injury last year. The fact that they have no running game, CeeDee Lamb, Ferguson at tight end, the addition of George Pickens. Terrible defense in a good division. I think they're going to be in a lot of shootouts. And the fact that he is like ADP QB 13 right now, I think as a late round QB pick, he has a chance to finish in the top 10. And I think there's a ton of upside with him this year.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on Dak. I think this is going to be a much better year for him. Obviously, he didn't play the whole year.
No, he missed half the season.
The biggest thing that I see with Dallas is they don't have a run game.
No.
They're going to have to throw the ball a lot. They just added George Pickens, which is huge. I like George Pickens. I think he's going to have a fantastic year. They still have CeeDee Lamb over there, Jake Ferguson. I just think that there's enough weapons over there in Dallas, and I think that they're going to be just slinging it left and right. Obviously, the only thing that worries me about Dak, we've had injury nightmares with this guy. It's every other season, it seems like. 2024, and then remember he broke his leg. That was a bad one.
Yeah, but those are kind of fluke. It's not like they're soft like ACLs, Achilles. Like
yeah,
Well, what was his injury last year?
I forget what happened to him. I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't a soft tissue injury because I mean a broken leg that's a fluke. That's a fluke injury.
Partial avulsion of his right hamstring, which
Okay,
required surgery. So he
that's
had
legit.
surgery. Um, yeah, he's been recovering with plans to be fully ready for training camp. So, if it's, I mean, like I said, I think that and we get an extreme discount on this guy because I don't think he's gonna go maybe in the seventh round, if
Yeah, I
that.
mean, yeah, eighth or ninth round. I think probably the eighth or ninth round, to be honest with you, and that's huge value
Yeah, I think
with
I
a
think
ton of
people are going to
upside.
sleep on Dak this year. I definitely think that people are going to sleep on him big time. So I'm okay with that. All right, Dak Prescott.
And
Let me see who's
who's your
okay. Let
eighth?
let me give you my eighth real quick. It's Kyler Murray. Yeah, no,
Dude,
you know what? Let me just get to what I'm going to say. ADP of 90. Okay, ninth round. Okay, he was QB 12 last year, and I think it will. What's interesting about this whole thing is he had two rookies that he was dealing with, right? Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride. They're gonna be better this year. I truly think that. And he also still has James Conner coming back. I mean, he's a good running back. Yeah, I'm sorry, running back. He's a good quarterback. Another thing I like about this offense is, I mean, they just have, besides those guys they have another year under their belt. They're going to be much better than they were last year. And on top of that, he's a runner. He likes to run. He's not a bad passer. He's been good. He finished QB 10 and half PPR out of 6 seasons. He was top 4. He was top 10 4 times. The only 2 seasons he was in the top 10 were the 2 he was hurt. So he played 8 games in 2023 and 11 games in 2022. And in both of those seasons, he was on pace to score around QB 10 mark. So I think with the improved offense, he should be a lock for the top 10 this year. I have Arizona offensive line rated 16, which is right down the middle. Kyler Murray has a 67.1% career completion percentage and a 92.4 passer rating. He's the only player in history with 19,000 yards or 19,000 passing yards and 3,000 plus rushing yards in his first 6 seasons. He had 541 passing attempts with 372 completions. He had 21 touchdowns. He rushed 78 times with 572 yards, which isn't much for a running quarterback. However, he did grab 5 rushing touchdowns, which is just as much as, did we go with Jaden Daniels? How many did he have? I think he had 8, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Jalen Hurts is the only one that had a lot, and that's because of the tush push. But yeah, I think Kyler Murray is being slept on big time. And it's only because those those 2 seasons that he was hurt. I mean, as long as he stays off Xbox, I think this dude's gonna be good.
Dude,
And you can get him late rounds. You don't have to reach
no.
for him anymore. And I think that was the problem before. You always had to reach for him a little bit because he had these good seasons.
Yeah, he's ADP QB9, ECR QB9. Dude, I don't know, man. Kyler Murray's a head case. He's just doesn't watch film. Did you see the statement he put out the other day about running? He says some mornings he wakes up and feels like he either wants to run or doesn't want to run. Dude, what quarterback says that? I don't even have him in my top 10. Not to mention, he can't see over the damn line because he's a midget.
Hey, if he's a midget, then what am I?
And Trey McBride was neck and neck with Bowers for one of the best tight ends last year, right? As a rookie.
Okay.
If you watch the film, okay, McBride was open numerous times in the red zone. Murray can't get it to him. That's on Murray, not McBride.
That was a problem with McBride last year. His touchdowns, I don't know if you saw them, but there was really nothing.
It was because of Kyler Murray, not because of Trey McBride.
Guess how many touchdowns Trey McBride had?
2 or 3, didn't he?
2 touchdowns.
2, because of Kyler Murray.
That's just insane.
Yeah, we'll have fun with Kyler Murray.
I am going to have fun with Kyler Murray. I always have fun with Kyler Murray. Yeah, I will take him as a discount. If he's going that late in rounds and he's there and I don't have a quarterback, then I'm probably going to take him for sure.
Yeah, but I think he goes before guys like Dak and Baker. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's the issue that I have too. I don't know. Baker had such a good year. I could see him going a lot higher than he has in the past, obviously. Um, so we're just gonna have to find out. Who's your next guy off the board?
My 9th is Bo Nix, baby.
Bo Nix. All right.
Yeah, listen, I love Bo Nix coming out of Oregon. Huge Bo Nix fan. Okay, I liked him in Auburn, liked him in Oregon. Think he's got grit. He's smart. Can throw the deep ball. Can throw out of the pocket. Has mobility. Second year with Sean Payton. Gonna have more trust. They got Cortland Sutton. They got a running game now. One probably a top 3 offensive line in football. I know number 1 in the division. Huge upside that I think you can get in late rounds.
Yeah, I think I had Denver ranked 3.
Yep.
Offensive line. Which by the way, I really like Cortland's. I like Sutton
Cortland
this year.
Sutton.
Cortland Sutton. I really like Sutton this year. I think he's going to be a good pick for us
Bo
this
Nix
year. We'll
at
get to that.
29 touchdowns, only 12 interceptions as a rookie. And I'm telling you right now, the way Sean Payton play calls for young quarterbacks, he didn't put him in any situation that was going to hurt him. That's going to change this year. He's got trust in him. You're going to see him open up the playbook. And I think you're going to see huge numbers this year out of Bo Nix.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. I do like Bo Nix. And, I mean, he can only go up, right? I mean,
yeah,
he had his rookie season. He's, again, sometimes this stuff takes time. You know, and he had a slow start. If you look at the first 5 weeks, he had 13 points in Seattle. He had 10 in Pittsburgh, 19 at Tampa Bay, which is decent. I'm okay with that. And then he had 6 against the Jets. And then he starts picking it up, 23, 21, 29, 14, 18, 28. Like, he just started really kind of getting the offense down. I think it takes time to get the timing down in the NFL, especially compared to college. I think he has what it takes. He had a good season. I'm okay with him going in the top 10 for sure. I got to figure out where I would draft him. It looks like Fantasy Pros.
Go ahead.
Well, Fantasy Pros has him 8 overall.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get him in like the 10th round, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And plus, he's a kind of quarterback, so there's this group of quarterbacks that have grit, right? Like Matthew Stafford. Baker Mayfield, Bo Nix, those guys, those are the kind of guys I want on my team.
Yeah. He had 12 interceptions, which we should see some regression there too.
I think so.
He had a few rushing touchdowns, four rushing touchdowns. I don't see him much as of a rusher, but he had 422 yards with 89 rushing attempts.
I mean, out of Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix, both rookies coming into their second year, right? There's usually regression. Like there was with Stroud.
Right.
I don't see regression with Bo Nix this year. I don't. And I think Sean Payton's the key to that.
Well, I think it also has to do with where you're placed, right? So like Jaden had such a good year. It's natural to see some regression. Bo Nix had a good year, but there's a lot of room for improvement.
Oh,
you
huge.
know, and he has a good scheme. He's got some good weapons over there. I think Denver is going to be a good team this year.
Me too.
You know, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. So, yeah, I like Bo Nix this year. I had him 10.
Okay.
So
who do you have 9?
Let's see. RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins at the running back. Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims. I mean, they have weapons out there. Oh, and Evan Ingram. That's right. He got traded over there this year. So,
dude, Sean Payton, bro, the coach. Look what he did with Drew Brees.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had him 9, and then I had Dak Prescott 10. We already talked about Dak Prescott. Okay. So that wraps up my list. Did you have a 10th?
Yeah, I got 2 for 10 actually.
Okay.
It's Drake May and Jordan Love.
Okay, I know who I would take, but go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's just do. Well, okay. Gun to your head. Who are you choosing at the 10 spot?
Drake May, because I think he's got more upside. He's got that grit that I'm talking about.
All right, then let's choose Drake May.
Okay.
All right, go ahead with Drake May. Convince me, because to be honest with you, I'm not 100% convinced with him.
Okay. Much improved team. A whole new coaching staff. Okay. Vrabel's going to do good things there. better running game, better offensive line, more weapons. The dude could run, strong arm, pocket presence, very intelligent, and I think you can get him in super late rounds, and he can finish as a top 10 quarterback next year. This year.
Where is
Dude,
their offensive line
he
right here?
averaged like 37 rushing yards a game.
Yeah, I mean he had an okay year. I just think
The
like
team
if
was
like
bad.
and that's what worries me. Are they going to
The
be much better? Their offensive line right now I have ranked 29. So
Yeah.
that has not improved as much as we would like to see. Um, I think he had rushing yards strictly because he's just got to get out of the pocket. He's under pressure
Mhm.
constantly, and that worries me.
Yeah, but with the addition of Stephon Diggs, he hasn't had an alpha receiver since he's been there, right?
Yeah,
No.
but I mean, are we still considering Stephon Diggs
Dude, he
that guy?
looks great. He looks great in camp.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
everyone looks good in camp, and then they get out on the field, and
Yeah,
it's a
if
different
Diggs
story.
stays healthy, he's going to be productive. And then Josh McDaniels, not a good head coach. We all know that. But he's a hell of an offensive coordinator. And Drake May is the perfect quarterback for his scheme.
What did he finish last year? Do
Dude,
you
to be
have
honest
that?
with you, man, I'm not really going off of last year's stats.
Yeah. Well, the reason I say that is
I just look
because
for
he
upside.
didn't play. He didn't play the first 5 weeks.
Mhm.
So, I mean, his stats look okay. I have a tough time. To me, he hasn't proven enough. I think Jordan
Yeah.
Love is a better candidate for that spot. To be honest with you,
Yeah. We'll talk about Love.
let me find Jordan Love on my list real quick, just so I can give you some stats because I wasn't prepared with him. But, um, let's see. Wow. Okay, so yeah, I'd still take him over Drake May, but looks like Fantasy Pros has him ranked 16.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it looks like is Christian Watson still out? And then you
Well,
have
they drafted Golden, right?
something. Okay, right here. So you have Jaden Reed still. You have Golden. You have Romeo Dobbs again, and then Dontavian Wicks, Christian Watson. Okay, so you have a good receiving core over there,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have Josh Jacobs. Which is he going to be the guy, or you think Marshawn Lloyd is going to take a little bit of that? Because I think he is.
Are you really asking me that question right now?
Well, I know you love Josh Jacobs.
Dude, Jacobs is an absolute stud bell cow.
Yeah.
My only concern with Jordan Love is if they don't pass enough like they did last year. They were super, super run heavy.
Okay, well, hopefully there's not a gun to my head choosing between Drake May and Jordan Love. I think I'm good with our top 10s.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
One last thing. Give me one late round flyer quarterback.
One late round flyer quarterback. How
that you think as that could finish top 10?
Okay. Let me see. This is gonna be tough. I would have to go like if we're talking just upside, right? If we're just talking, I think it could be. Oh man, I'm gonna try and go real late. If I'm gonna go real late, I'd go Michael Penix because I think that he's
Okay.
got some weapons over there. He
Does
hasn't
have
proved
weapons.
anything yet, but I think a guy like that could just come in here and be the Jaden Daniels that we just saw.
Mhm.
You know, so if I'm gonna go real late, that might be who I would go with. It shocks me to see Sam Darnold that low on the list. If Tua stays healthy and has a good year like he did, what, 2 or 3 years ago,
Mhm.
he could possibly squeeze into the top 10. Who would you choose? I wanted to say Justin Herbert, but he's not really a super late round pick.
Yeah, I'm looking at either Trevor Lawrence or JJ McCarthy. But JJ McCarthy, you got nothing on him, you know.
We got nothing to go with on him.
Mm-mm.
Besides, he probably has one of the best receivers in the game.
But Joe Flacco,
Yeah.
dude,
No.
the dude just throws touchdowns, and
Yeah.
the Browns have some good receivers.
I just read Baker's stats in 4 years over at Cleveland. There ain't no way Joe Flacco gets in the top 10.
Yeah, you're right. Stupid.
There's no that right there.
I swear,
Joe
drink it louder.
Flacco in the top 10. I mean, come on. Let me scroll all the way down here and find him on this list. They
Number
have him.
30, number 33.
He's 40.
What
He's
list are you
40.
looking at?
You and him were probably what? How old are you? 40?
40. Dude,
Yeah.
I'll be slinging it too, bro.
Yeah. Not gonna happen. You can't even go outside and play basketball without pulling a hammy.
You're not wrong.
You got to get a little nice, good little stretch in. All right, I'm good with the top 10. You good
Yeah,
here?
me too. Yep.
All right. Well, then let's next episode. I think we're gonna have to
Running
redo
backs.
running backs. We're gonna have to redo top 10 running backs, and then I really am excited to go top 10 wide receivers. So
yeah, let's
all
do
right.
running backs, receivers, tight ends, and then IDP. Maybe a mock draft.
All right, cool. Well, if anyone ever watches this, thanks for watching.
Yep.
Until next time.
See ya.